Well, apparently you could run out of glazing. Academics finally come clean about Party Next Door's new album with Drake. So we're going to get into that. Welcome back to the channel. This is PeePodCove. I appreciate you coming through. If it's your first time here, hit the like button. Want to support the channel. Hit the Cash App. I appreciate that. Let's get to it.
Nokia, right? It appears that Nokia is not going to be on this goddamn charts.
What?
It's not top 10. It's actually fell off of the top 10 status. And right now, the predictions is that Nokia is going to be 11 on the charts. I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. The reality is this. The reason why Luther is number one, I haven't looked at the exact breakdown, but Luther is getting tremendous airplay. Right now, the Hot 100 requires airplay. I don't have full proof of this, and when I usually do, I'll cite it. So this is me going off of what I believe is happening. I don't believe that Drake's label is working these songs radio-wise yet. Maybe it will change. But because they're not being worked, Drake's song is ranking only off streaming, and the Hot 100 is heavily influenced by radio airplay. Okay?
Now, I don't know how much of this is truth or not. I'm not sitting here claiming that I'm a genius when it comes to this stuff. So I'm gonna take his word for it. But it makes sense. A lot of Drake's fans are streamers. But he could be right. You know, we all thought that the industry, basically the UMG, wasn't gonna help him. He's gonna find out what it's like to be an independent artist. That's what UMG is showing it.
So what's happening is that it's not getting radio airplay to the point of what you would normally see a Drake song do on the radio. So that's why that song hasn't really percolated and cracked the top 10 and stayed there. Well, it's been in the top 10, it just hasn't stayed there. So for the people who are wondering what's going on with Nokia, I don't know what his label's plans are, but he's absolutely not getting any airplay yet. So
those superpowers been neutralized.
And what does that mean? Yes, his label got to go spend some money. That's what it is. I mean, here's the problem, though. I think iHeartMedia, or not iHeartMedia, sorry, just radio, period. I think radio looking at Drake like, I think they're looking at him like a whistleblower. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. Radio makes a lot of fucking money from Payola. Really, I'm keeping it a bean with you.
You always try to make it seem like I'm gonna keep it a bean. You don't know, man. Not saying that it ain't, but we all know money is pushed through the system. It's how everybody has to get paid. Like, if nobody get paid, who's gonna pay the guy at the radio station? Just on commercials? Come on.
All that shit Drake trying to say, that's like the normal. So, like, I do think they're looking at him like, oh, this snitch ass motherfucker.
Even Hey is calling Drake out. He gonna switch it up tomorrow, but that's why we got the internet, so we could remember things like this. But he's calling it out. It's real. He's like, bruh, we push your records so much, and how much money we put into your catalogs to make them what they are. So now you're gonna figure out and find out what it's like to be an independent artist, even when you're on a record deal.
I'm being honest. I think they're looking at him like that. Oh, this snitch ass motherfucker.
Of course, he's a snitch
in this bitch. So I think what they're doing is they're not trying to do anything for Drake that they would normally bend the rules or whatever for other artists, because they think they're gonna end up in a lawsuit. So we're seeing, you know, of course we're gonna see some organic increases in his radio airplay, but the reason why we're not seeing him in the top 10 right now is because it has really, really low radio airplay. That's just
and no validity to maybe it's not just any good. Because look at the songs on the top. He just say, oh, they're not gonna be up there, but Luther is number one. That song's been out like 17 weeks. What's number two? That's not right. Bruno Mars. Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars. But look at number 3. Not like us. It's still on the charts at number 3. And that came out, what, 9 months ago? TV Off, which came out with Luther on the same album. But those are Super Bowl bump songs. But there's some hot songs. Now, I'm not saying their labels aren't pushing them, but I believe those are getting natural plays too. Because after the Super Bowl bump, people are really listening to those songs. Really listening to those songs. That's amazing, though. But people are telling me that these sexy songs for you are better than Luther's song, that GNX album. And I don't see it. I don't see it. And the numbers, which even though some of you see it and you still say, oh, those numbers are lying. Well, even Akademiks starting to break down now. He's starting to come to his, I would say, senses, but we know he ain't got those.
That's the reality of it. How does Lefty Gunplay? Well,
look how he looks so humble now. He ain't talking like he on a soapbox warrior. He ain't talking like that.
I mean, give me one. I mean, give me 1 second. Okay. So here we go. Let me just radio charts. All right. There's actually a website that kind of estimates all this, chat.
He's the one that always brings up all the numbers, and when the numbers go against him, why you always talking about numbers? Why you always talking about numbers?
So these are the songs getting like there's a shit ton of play. This is more gains. Let's just go from position, right? Oh my God. What the fuck? Sorry. All right, let me just refresh this. Okay, cool. So here we go. This is the song audience. So the way how radio is measured is by audience. So let's think about, and this is for I think the last Billboard charts. Kendrick's song is being played to an audience of 61 million people. And again, it's radio. So radio stations that span 61 million people, right?
Wow, that's a massive number. And that's 61 million. Okay, let's go.
So this, and by the way, it's still increasing. This is a huge bump to the song being on the Hot 100. This is why it's on. You can tell why. Yes, people are streaming Kendrick's song. I'm not saying that they're not, but the radio airplay is helping it. If we go down the list, so and what does this mean, by the way? That means the label, so Kendrick's label is, they're promoting this song. They're servicing the song as a single, right? Which you would obviously know. Let's keep going down. Let's see if we can find who.
Sometimes he makes sense. All right.
Who else? TV Off. TV Off is being serviced also as a single. Okay? What does it mean? Kendrick's label, really probably just Interscope, they have money behind the song. Okay? That's how it works. None of these are organic. These are money behind songs. That's how you make these songs happen. So you get one Kendrick there, you get TV Off here. We're just we see Squabble Up here. Yes, Squabble Up is being worked as well. What you're gonna not see, right? What you're not gonna see is, let's just go Drake. Give Me a Hug is the song that's getting the most radio ads. And this isn't like, once you're under like 20 or 15, it's not, they usually talk about when does it impact. This shit is not impacting because Drake's label hasn't done what they need to do to get it to impact, which usually is spending money. So this is just like dick riding as like radio programmers just playing a Drake's.
Could we just say maybe they're not pushing these songs because there aren't any good. Like, if there were any good, we'll all listen to them. Yeah, good song, a good song. You can't help it. I've listened to songs that I didn't like the artist, but the songs were good, and I'll listen to it and dance to it. But how about the songs maybe not any good? I'm not going to sit here and try to step on your claim as far as saying a lot of these songs aren't pushed by the label. But if the label hear a good song, they're going to push the song because it's good. Now, just because a few people say, oh, we like this song, and the rest of the world saying this is a shitty song, you don't think that means something when it comes to how the label spends their money? If the song is good, they're going to push it regardless of whatever. That's one thing I've learned in life and being on YouTube. They don't care about race or color or whatever. They're going to make money. Somebody finna get vandalized, and they're going to make money if it's a good song. So the fact that you want to spiel that the label ain't messing with him, yeah, he may have said some things that pissed the label off, but at the end of the day, it's all about money. Like my daughter would say, shmoney. Then get your shmoney, Dad. All right, let's get back to it. Let's get some shmoney.
Song because they want to keep retention, but they're not getting that major push. Now, if we look at Nokia, I don't think Nokia's on the list. So officially, what we could say is Nokia thus far hasn't been serviced as a single. Now, that will most likely change, and I don't care if Drake's beefing with him or not. If it makes dollars, it will make sense.
And that's facts. Like I said, if the song gains traction, and I've heard that he's putting a lot of these TikTokers and different influencers to try to create trends for the song, which is cool. It's all marketing. So maybe later it picks up and they put it in as a single. But right now, as far as naturally,
that's the point. Drake's song Nokia is not getting airplay. And the biggest Drake song with airplay is Give Me a Hug. That's going to matter for the charts. Now, I don't know what's going on in either Drake's camp, the OVO camp, Santa Ana camp, all these other people, or Republic camp. But if Drake is seen as, but if Drake's song is not getting worked, I don't know why I expect it to be charting so crazy. Now, why isn't it being worked? I don't know. Maybe it's because of the dispute. Maybe it's because, they didn't have a real plan for this going in and they were just waiting for fans. So maybe it'll catch up in 2 weeks or so. We'll see. But from what we could definitely say is that Kendrick's songs are being worked by his labels, and Drake's songs right now, his labels ain't doing shit. Not saying it won't change, but right now they haven't serviced the songs to these radio stations, which would give it more points because you basically added to the audience list, right? The exposed audience list, and that then matters with the chart. So we'll see. Yeah. Look at Nokia. Nokia's audience is like 2.63 million. Yeah. Come on. I mean, definitely it's not being circulated at radio yet. See, if we go here, this Lady Gaga song, I've never heard it, but they're spending a bag on it. You get what I'm saying? Shabuzi, they've been spending a bag on that. Luther, they're spending a bag on that. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. The uncomfortable truth for people is that money kind of runs all this shit. All right. Nokia, right?
now I do have to agree with him when he says that money does run a lot of the music industry, whether you like it or not. But did you see his face when he was like, "Oh, only Give Me a Hug's on the chart"? A lot of these songs, if they were any good, I think they would have been up the charts, regardless of whether you save money or not, because a normal Drake album would have at least 2 bangers where you could say, I could rock with that. But none of these songs had that for me personally. I know there's a couple other people that I know that liked it and enjoyed, and they like the album. So I hope they enjoy it. But the numbers just show a different story than what people think. I could say it's the same thing with the GNX album. There's some songs that you feel like Man in the Garden, and you'd be like, oh, that should be way up the charts, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? So to each his own. Everybody likes something different. But let me know down in the comments how do you feel about these songs not being pushed? Should they be pushed, or are they being pushed, not being pushed because they aren't any good? I want to know all the comments. Like, subscribe, share. I appreciate it. Right here gonna be another video for you to watch. I'll see y'all on the next one. PeePodCove, I am out.